So Jillian asked for Wash, Hope and Washburn from Firefly, and I was introduced to Firefly because my friends, Captain Lyd Winchester and Zazel, or Ash and Lyd, um, were or Lyd and Ash. I said that backwards. Started watching Firefly, and we tend to do this thing where when we watch it, we cast characters as ourselves. Like, this character reminds me of you. This character reminds me of you. This one's like you. We're like these characters, and we've done that ever since we were watching Supernatural, and we've done it with a lot of things. And with Firefly, I hadn't been watching it, but they've been watching it, and they were like, "Oh, you're so much like Lyd was cast as Mal because she's a lot like Mal, and Ash was cast as Jane because she's so much like Jane. Yes, you are exactly like Jane, and you know it." And they said, you know who's just like you is Wash. And I said, I don't know who that is, so I should watch it. So I watched it and I realized, yeah, I'm a lot like Wash. And I would not mind being married to Zoe. Wouldn't mind that at all. But Wash, I really like Wash because of he's upbeat, and he's got that dry sort of Whedon-y sense of humor, and he's the kind of guy who doesn't take anything super seriously, and he loves his wife, and he loves the ship, and he's got a sort of tough relationship with everybody. Like, with Mal, I think Mal and Simon and River are the only ones he doesn't really get along with, but the rest of them he does. And Mal he does, theoretically. They just have some struggles over Zoe. But I think the thing that really made me like him the most was, because Jane's my favorite character, but Wash is a lot like me, so obviously, is this idea that Ash and I came up with, that through like compiling evidence and stuff, that Jane and Wash are actually kind of secretly really good friends. And that their interactions support that, and they have that sort of like tough guy relationship. Like, Jane's the big tough strong guy, and he doesn't like anybody. And my dog just walked in here and walked back out, so now my door will open a little bit. And Wash is laid back, and the pilot who cracks dumb jokes about things and plays with plastic dinosaurs, and Jane's they don't really seem like they'd get along, but they seem to get along, and they really seem to appreciate each other in a weird way, and it's a cool dynamic, and that dynamic kind of helped me to really appreciate the characters more, especially Wash. I mean, both of them, but I'm talking about Wash specifically right now. And also I bought a flight suit. I don't know if you can see it right there. See the big greenish thing? And Hawaiian shirts there too. My wig is somewhere over there. I have a Wash costume. So obviously I like this character. I really like how much each of the characters are explored, but specifically Wash's relationship with Kaylee, and how they're really sweet to each other, and he appreciates her intelligence and her mechanical genius and stuff, and they work together a lot. And I think it would have been amazing to continue to see that throughout the show if it had continued, is to see this character, all these characters, but specifically Wash and his interactions with other characters, because you don't really see how he feels about Simon and River besides a few, offhand remarks, and I think it would be really interesting. But of course, if Serenity's canon, then obviously he wouldn't be involved in the future of the show, but forever bitter. And I have a whole bunch of headcanons for him, dealing with his family, living on a polluted planet that couldn't see the stars, and that he wanted to become a pilot, and that he worked for the Alliance for a while, or as like a fighter pilot type of a pilot, and he's got his dad's gone. I think he was dead in my headcanon, and his mom and sister live on the planet still, and he sends them money and stuff, which is actually kind of similar to Jane now that I think about it. but or Jane, the headcanon for Jane, but I think Jane doesn't have a sister. I don't know, I'd have to ask Ash. And that he lives for flying, and it's like the only thing he cares about. And then the whole deal with the mustache being the only thing keeping, or the thing that bothered Zoe, so that's why she said, you know, like, oh, he bothers me, but I would have liked to see their romance develop and maybe see him eventually shave it off. And then, like, the day he shaves it off, she, like, she makes out with him. No, I don't know. She can't keep her hands off him. But yeah. And I have gender bent headcanons for all the characters, and Allison Mack is my gender bent for Wash, and I think that would be really cute. And this is going off to nowhere. I think I've said enough. Sorry.